Hello everyone and welcome to the third instalment of the Christmas 2023 Countdown from Gaz Weatherford. So here we go again, it's time for update number 3 for Christmas 2023, and I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say that first, a video today was our 6 AM UK weather forecast. We've released a new feature on the channel, which is Strat Watch. So every Wednesday we're going to be bringing you up to date in a specific video all on its own with latest stratospheric developments. And if that wasn't enough, we've live streamed our 10 to 14 there just like literally 30 seconds or something before I've enabled this video and sent it public. So it's been a busy day at Gaz where we said epic content. Please like, share and subscribe on all of today's videos and content, and thank you so much everybody for doing that. Right, okay, well thank you so much to Richard as well for the gift. So thank you so much Rich for our Gaz Weather's Christmas Day updates gift. I love it, love it, love it, love it. One of the best you've ever done, Rich. Such a Christmas card scene, isn't it? Fantastic. Thank you so much, my friend. Unbelievable. Thank you so much. I love the way the buildings light up and whatnot, and the Christmas tree glistening. Oh, it's just superb. Thank you so much, my friend. Okay, let's go over to metroseal.fr then, and once again we're looking at the CFSB2 12Z run. So this was generated midday yesterday on the 7th of November. We're using the 12Z all the time so we can make a direct comparison back to previous updates. CFS actually run 4 times a day, midnight, 6 in the morning, midday and 6 o'clock in the evening. So sorry, everybody. And we could have used any one of the 4, but the 12Z is the one that we've always traditionally used. And I did a poll, and that's one that came out on top. That's one that you wanted me to carry on using. And so that's what we're doing. We're using the CFSB2 12Z run generated midday yesterday on the 7th of November. Just so we're looking for trends at the moment. Of course, we can't pinpoint the weather down to Christmas Day in detail on the 8th of November. It's much too far away to be able to do that, so we are only looking for the trend within the CFS model at the moment. Update number 1 indicated quite a coldish Christmas, and update number 2 was quite mild for Christmas, but was very cold and really quite snowy just before it, and then it all fell apart for actual Christmas itself. Okay, so we're looking at the early December to early January period. We're starting here on the 1st of December. Of course, we'll get closer to this, where we will narrow the time frame down. And when we get to around a couple of weeks out, then we will move on from the CFS to the standard GFS. But got a long time to go and a lot of updates to get out of the way before we get to that. Right, so starting off on the 1st of December, low pressure will be around Greenland, Iceland. High pressure will be to west of Spain. And we're going to be bringing in like a westerly flow from off the Atlantic, looking wet and windy as we go from the 1st into the 2nd of December. Very unsettled, very cyclonic, probably a continuation of the pattern we're currently in, to be honest. And low pressure continues to stick with us right way through the first week of the month. So further low pressures heading in from off the Atlantic, bringing more wet and windy weather in with them through the first week of December. That looks quite stormy there for the south as you get to the 9th of December. That being a proper gale into the south again, possibly a little bit of snow with that on the leading edge of over the air. Isn't that cold, I don't think, over the coast, so mostly that would be cold rain probably. Into the second week of December, and low pressure continues to plough through, so another big low coming in there around 13th, 14th. That's bringing further heavy rain in with it into mid-December. Again, it's all low pressure, so further wet and windy, have a proper old onslaught pattern continuing here as we're going through December. Is this going to be a stormy and wet Christmas, I wonder? So a week before Christmas now, on the 18th of December, still low pressure keeps on coming. In comes another one there, 19th to the 20th of December. That brings more heavy rain and gales in with it. Signs of a little bit of change though now. So to the 21st, 22nd of December, the low pressure is beginning to move away to the east, with higher pressure building out to the northwest. That's starting to turn the wind into a cooler, possibly even colder northeasterly there, actually. So beginning to turn a little bit colder here as we approach the Christmas period. Even Christmas Eve finds a ridge of high pressure building through the country, being relatively cold air, so that will bring overnight frost and whatnot. That's Christmas Eve itself, actually looking quite chilly there, I think. So you could at least expect some overnight frost and that. So a seasonal theme Christmas Eve. Then to Christmas Day, now it's starting to get interesting. So we've got low pressure down in the south and to the north, cold northeasterly winds are beginning to dig in. So if there's an undercut of that little low, that might, might deliver a little bit of snow into the south even, and these northeast winds would start to bring snow showers into the north and the northeast. That's really quite cold air, but it's coming in from the northeast out of Scandinavia. So becoming colder for Christmas. This is a cold Christmas Day. Therefore, on the third Christmas update, winds in from the east and from the northeast. That brings snow showers into northern and also into eastern parts of the country. That looks really quite good if you want a cold Christmas there for Christmas Day. Winds in from the northeast there as you go to Christmas night. Again, that will probably bring snow showers in across the country. There's a bit of an allegation of the isobars, so that's kind of thing might have a chop or something pushing through the country. So a cold Christmas, possibly with some snow potential on the third Christmas update. Now we get through Boxing Day, and we're losing the northeasterly, but it's staying cold. Winds remain from that northerly direction. So Boxing Day is also cold. Probably snow showers in northern and eastern areas, but probably I think about Boxing Day would be some really quite hard, maybe even quite severe frost early and late. So we've got a chilly Christmas Eve. We've got a cold Christmas Day, possibly with snow showers pushing in from the north and the east. And then we've got a drier Boxing Day, probably still with snow flurries in northern and eastern coastal areas, but with hard overnight frost early and late. So a proper seasonal Christmas here on the third Christmas update. The cold weather hangs on into the 27th of December as we start to move towards the no man's land between Christmas and New Year. Staying cold then under a ridge of high pressure. Further really quite harsh frost. No potential for snow with this because we're now under an area of high pressure. Now we're starting to move towards the New Year and we're losing that cold air as lower pressure starts to develop in the Atlantic. So 28th to 9th of December, the next low is pushing in from the west. That could bring some snow on the leading edge as it bumps into the cold air. So that's the kind of thing that might give transitional snow back to rain type scenario. It would depend how quickly the cold air gets in. But the low pressure does keep on coming. So by the time we get through to New Year, we're actually going back into an Atlantic flow. So this is the third shift of temperature for New Year's Eve. Low pressure's back in control. This time the wind is coming from off the Atlantic. So that's a milder wind direction. Not overly mild, but it's certainly milder than where we had over Christmas. And showers, perhaps still wintry before door, but otherwise turning back towards rain as we go into what looks like it could be quite a soggy New Year. That's New Year's Day. Again, low pressure bringing further showery conditions in from off the Atlantic. Let's push through into early January then. So the first week of January turning much milder as winds push back in from the south and from the southwest with high pressure sitting to the south. Low pressure is away to the northwest. Further spells of rain, particularly so for northern and western regions. So all looking mild here as going through the first week of January. Into the second week of January, some higher pressure trying to build up towards Scandinavia. Still very cold across many northern and eastern parts of Europe there, down to Balkans, etc. But we're under this ridge, so quite chilly on that ridge, but not overly cold here as we go into the second week of January, and it doesn't look like it's going to bring cold back actually, because we have got increasing size of the PV powering up there to the south of Greenland, so I suspect we're going to go stormy. Yes, here we go, going further on into January, looking wet, windy and stormy then, with deep low pressures, getting us to the 18th of December, and we won't go any further than that. Mild, wet, windy and at times quite stormy. Okay, so that's your third Christmas update for 2023, third instalment of the Christmas Countdown. Interesting. So overall, this is a mild update through most of it. Is Atlantic-driven, Atlantic, low pressure, wet, windy, stormy conditions. It just so happens that we managed to randomly pull off like a couple of, or like 4-5 cold days over Christmas. Starts like on the 23rd even Christmas Eve, 23rd of December. Gets colder through Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, with snow showers, and cold continues for a couple of days after Christmas. Before the mild air gets back in just in time for the new year. So if it worked out like that, it would be quite remarkable, wouldn't it? But we would pull off, a cold snap just over Christmas. So again, it's different to the other two updates. I suppose it's more like update number 1 than update number 2, but I don't think we've got a trend here yet. Therefore, more runs are needed, and we will do our 4th instalment of Christmas Countdown for you on Sunday. Again, that'll be coming up straight after Sunday's live stream, so I shall see you for that one. But for the 3rd instalment of Christmas Countdown, thank you so much to Richard for our amazing gift for the 3rd instalment of the Christmas Countdown. That's all for now. Thanks for watching. Go and have your mince pies and the glass sherry, and why not, and maybe put some Christmas music on. And I shall see you again on Sunday for instalment episode update number 4. Bye for now.